Hello, everybody. Scott Golden here with a Golden Opportunities Coaching YouTube channel. Welcome to those of you who are new. Welcome back to those of you seasoned veterans of what we do around here. We've got, this is a Pro Wrestling Logic channel, so the Golden Opportunities intro could probably go away. But anyway, this is obviously the NXT report for the 16th of November 2021. My gosh, this show does not belong on cable television. No big intro tonight. WWE Together package doesn't seem to happen. No music videos or nothing to really start. Live shot from the arena beginning. Tony D'Angelo enters for his grudge match set up from last week. How we can have grudges this quickly in all new talents? Who knows? And who really honestly cares? Dexter Lumis reveals in one of his drawings, as he made his way to the ring, the artwork is a depiction of D'Angelo sleeping with a fish. Lumis is defending the honor of his wife, Indy Hartwell. D'Angelo defeats Dexter Lumis. D'Angelo cheats his way to a pinfall victory. D'Angelo battles Lumis and baits him into a trap to start the match. D'Angelo then gets cocky. Lumis smashes him around a bit before D'Angelo hits a belly-to-belly suplex. Lumis then counters D'Angelo, and Lumis goes for his signature hold. Lumis fires back, and D'Angelo flees and grabs the easel and holds Lumis's paintings, and D'Angelo brings it into the ring. Referee takes the easel from D'Angelo and ref turns her back on the action. That allows D'Angelo to cheap shot Lumis with a thumb to the eye. D'Angelo then executes a twisting fisherman buster. D'Angelo scores a pinfall on Lumis. Williams and Hayes run down, jumping Lumis. They beat him down. Williams brings a folding chair into the ring for the crush the ankle old Brian Pillman spot. Williams then puts Loomis's head in the chair, and they crush his hand in the chair. I said head, meant hand. That's where we're going. Anyway, Johnny Gargano eventually runs off the heels, but it's too late. Lumis already has his hand Pillmanized by Williams. Indy Hartwell comes down during the commercial break to help her injured husband. Gargano runs from the ring, cuts a promo calling out Hayes. Gargano says this makes things personal. Gargano first wants to prove that he's the better wrestler. Now he's angry, and Gargano screams that Hayes screws with the Gargano family, and Gargano vowed to kick his teeth down his throat. Pete Dunne then interrupts Gargano. Gunn tells Gargano that he cannot weasel his way into the shot. Dunne then notes that he pinned Hayes last week, but Gargano says Dunne won because of Gargano's help, and then Dunne tells Gargano he does not need his help. The crowd chants that Dunne, in fact, does need his help. Hayes and Williams reappear, perching on the platform looking out over the ring. Hayes then is wearing his North American Championship belt. Williams then cuts a promo citing both Dunne and Gargano. Hayes then cuts a promo after Gargano insults them, and Dunne then interrupts the Hayes' promo. Hayes then promos a triple threat title match for next week and involves the three of them. Matches on for apparently next Tuesday. Malcolm Bivens is backstage, cuts a promo. As Diamond Mine does their warm-up exercises, Bivens is interrupted by Joe Gacy. Bivens tells Gacy that if he wants to join the Diamond Mine, a tryout next week would cost $837.50. No refunds or exchanges. Gacy smirks and takes his business card from Bivens. Gacy is just weird. Likewise, makes little sense if you think about it too much. Bivens is always great as a talker, as he has been since his Evolve days. Jacked Time, Kushida, and Ikamijiro and Odyssey Jones defeated the Diamond Mine, Creed Brothers, and the Cruiserweight Champion Roderick Strong. I didn't even remember that he'd won the championship, so that shows how important that is to me. Jones pins Strong to win the match. Creed Brothers look very snug, if not stiff. Kushida gets the shine, and he cleans house, but then he gets cut off during a commercial break. Hero comes in, runs wild during the break, and then he's still on fire when the show returns from commercial. Not that the commercial was too terribly long. Anyway, Creed brothers look pretty dominant throughout. Diamond Mine begins to work over Hero, but then tags into Jones. Creed brothers feed into Jones until Jones cuts him off. Strong Olympic slam. Strong goes after Jones and attempts the pin. But that's broken up. The melee in the ring, everybody goes at it. Strong's left by himself. Strong then triple teams Bivens, argues over the ref. Jones then splashes Strong with a cross body block, and Jones then covers Strong for the 3 count. Grizzled Young Veterans are out, and they apparently steal the Women's Tag Team Championships belts. They did so because Zach Gibbon wants to call his grandmother to brag about being the champs. Gibson lied to his grandmother that they were tag champs. Brian, Bob, and everybody else doesn't care about any of this, and I don't even know who Brian and Bob are. Anyway, MSK is still on their journey. We don't know where they're going, and very few people care. Zion Quinn defeats and Andre Chase. Quinn pins Chase in a short match. Chase gets a little bit of offense in, wins after delivering a jackhammer. Legado del Fantasma attack Quinn after the match. Can't believe they're still a thing. Raul Mendoza, Joaquin Wilde jump Quinn after the bell. Quinn is fighting them off when he is struck from behind by a returning Santos Escobar. Erica Lopez tells Quinn that no one tells her. No, Quinn is then there, and he says it's backwards, takes a bump on the metal ramp. Lopez looks on approvingly for all of this. Raquel Gonzalez's backstage interview vows to get revenge on Dakota Kai. At this point, the show is starting to feel really, really long. Poker, we then go to the Poker Showdown. Cameron Grimes squares off with Duke Hudson in a poker match. Table set up in the ring, and the ring announcer explains basic rules of the game. No limit Texas Hold'em. Anyway, so Hudson cuts a promo saying he's going to make Grimes basically his servant, and Grimes responds by saying Hayes is nervous. First hand is dealt. Grimes bets $500. Got a bad hand, but he ups the bet to $1,000. Hudson ups it to $4,000, making the total pot $10,000. I don't think the math of that works out, but anyway, Grimes' hand gets worse. The more cards that are dealt, Grimes then is bluffing. Hudson is falling for it. Hudson has a 100% chance of winning. Grimes has him second-guessing himself. Grimes calls into question the size of Hudson's manhood. Hudson gets angry, folds his hand. Grimes then wins the hand, and Hudson demands to see Grimes' hand. Hudson flies into a rage when he discovers that there was a bluff. Hudson then attacks Grimes. Hudson powerbombs Grimes through the poker table. Hudson then gets a toolbox from underneath the ring. Comes back. He picks scissors. Anyway, Hudson uses scissors to cut Grimes' beard and hair. Hudson then cuts off chunks of the beard and Grimes' long hair. Hudson then flees with a smirk on his face. He's happy, and the viewers at home are wondering what they're doing with their lives. Kyle O'Reilly and Von Wagner defeat Brooks Jensen and Josh Briggs. Wagner pins Briggs to win the match. Showcase for O'Reilly and Wagner. Bunch of dominance there. Wagner gets a big push continuing for him. O'Reilly remains the workhorse of the team, and he probably is leaving soon as it is. Flashing out with Lash Legend, featuring Legend talking about Toxic Attraction. She's interested and interviews Grayson Waller. No gossip, so he's forgiven by Lash. Wheeler then speaks some truth, letting us in on a little secret. Waller then says business is no longer about wins and losses. The story of DIY journeymen achieving their boyhood dream is dead. Waller says it isn't about how many stars you get, it's about getting likes and follows. Waller then says the game is now his. Where this promo came from, nobody knows. Anyway, Pensa Piota defeats Gabby Stevens and Jenna Levy in a 2-on-1 handicap match. Don't know why. Squash match via pinfall. Piota does power moves like a double Samoan drop, and then wins with a sit out F5. Anyhow, this is just kind of a complete waste of time. Robert Stone's on the stage, scouting Piota. Dakota Kai cuts a promo, acting crazy. She then is confronted by Toxic Attraction. They were then joined by the Grizzled Young Veterans, who returned the stolen tag team titles. Video package profiling Katie Catanzaro and Kaden Carter. They like going to music festivals, and they want to bring the party to NXT. Breaker faces off with Ciampa. Tommaso Ciampa comes out, cuts a promo on the younger NXT locker room. Basically, no one can handle his level, and no one can finish a promo these days. Braun Breaker interrupts Ciampa, then cuts Breaker off, confronts Ciampa in the ring, and they go at it with a promo battle. Breaker vows to take the NXT title. Ciampa responds by saying he already pinned Breaker in a title match. Ciampa then throws on a replay of the finish of the match from Halloween Havoc, which Ciampa, of course, won. Ciampa spoils the infamous Scott Steiner match promo and mocks Braun Breaker. Ciampa then calls Breaker a puppy, and Ciampa leaves with the title belt. Announced for next Tuesday's NXT, Carmelo Hayes, Johnny Gargano, and Pete Dunne in a triple threat match for the NXT North American Championship. Also announced next week is Tommaso Ciampa and Grayson Waller in a non-title match on NXT, and no one cares. USA Olympic gold medalist Tiara Manesh Stock is in the audience, and she's watching the show. Raquel Gonzalez defeats Dakota Kai via disqualification. Toxic Attraction runs in to attack Gonzalez for the DQ. Weak finish for the main event of the show. Gonzalez is going nuts at the beginning of the match. Basically, a chase scene erupts. Gonzalez chases Kai around the ring. Gonzalez then pummels Kai whenever she gets her hands on her, but Kai manages to smirk and smile like she likes the pain. Gonzalez then uses a backbreaker and a bunch of power moves. Gonzalez then posts herself after charging into the corner. Tirade then turns on before commercial. And the tide turns too. Anyway, Kai then, capitalizing on Gonzalez, crashes into the ring post. Kai then targets the arm and goes after her during commercial. Turnbuckle pad is taken off. Bottom rope Kai. Gonzalez trying to suplex Kai, but Gonzalez is then inserted and sends crashing into the exposed buckle. Kai then retrieves a shovel from underneath the ring, and Gonzalez then threatens to use the shovel. Finally, Zoe Stark limps out on crutches and followed by Io Shirai, and then they use the crutches, and this is all a setup for the War Games match and a setup for me to get my phone. We'll be back with more right after